If there's one character you make sure you get in the next year, make sure it's this one.
A new battlefield shall witness a fresh victory.
Watanabe Epitaph is one of the strongest characters to ever come out of Punishing Grey Raven, and that's because he's a key member of not one, but two meta teams. Despite the turquoise glow, Watanabe Epitaph is an S-rank fire tank. When he debuted on the Chinese server, this caused quite a bit of controversy, since he power creeps our beloved Nanami Starfarer. It didn't seem right to replace Starfarer before replacing much older S-ranks like Rosetta Rigger or Chrome Glory. However, whether you like this change or not, there's no denying that Watanabe's new frame is a force to be reckoned with. The main reason for this is his Shred, aka the ability to reduce a target's elemental resistance. The higher the Shred, the more damage everyone on the team can inflict on the enemies. While most tanks have 10 to 15% Shred by default, Epitaph starts at 25%. If that wasn't enough, he can get up to 45% Shred at triple S rank. An investment this high isn't necessary for most players, but it does make him the first of his kind with such a high Shred ceiling. But it's not just his Shred percentage that makes Epitaph amazing. His rotation can outdamage Lee Hyperreal at equal investment, making Watanabe the main damage dealer of the fire team. Something that was also controversial at the time of his release on the Chinese server. Fortunately, Lee's not out of the job yet, as the meta fire team is now Epitaph, Hyperreal, and Imperia. Around May 2025, Lucia Pyroth will replace Lee Hyperreal, but Watanabe Epitaph is still the meta fire tank for the foreseeable future. And speaking of the future, Liv Imperia is getting access to leap skills in the patch Source Beacon, 2 patches from now. This will make the fire team even stronger, making the fire team even more worthwhile to invest in. But wait, that's not all. Remember how I said Watanabe Epitaph is meta on 2 teams? Well, the other one is Lina Oblivion's team. Luna's new frame comes out in the patch Stars Ensnared around the end of January 2025, and she uses a brand new element called Nihil, or Nihil, depending on who you ask. There's a lot to be said about Luna, but for the sake of brevity, what you need to know is that when her party buffs her, their elemental buffs convert to Nihil buffs. And here's where Watanabe comes in. Thanks to his incredibly high Shred, Epitaph is the best tank for Luna's team upon her debut and makes her even more powerful. In the far future, there will be other tanks that can fill this role, but as of now, Watanabe still has the highest possible Shred ceiling of the tanks. Ishmael is also Nihil element and will probably affect the meta, but that's a long ways away, and as of right now, it's too early to say for sure. Since you'll be seeing plenty of Watanabe on not just 1 but 2 teams, perhaps you'd like to pick up some alternate outfits for him too.
Get in, loser, we're going shopping!
Sandstream shows off his mechanical joints as well as gives him back his left eye. This one will be available upon his debut and can be obtained for free with blueprints. You can also look forward to this edgy Lone Ranger outfit that comes out around July 2025 in the patch To the Galaxies. Honestly, I love how much it changes his whole look. It reminds me of a cross between Vincent Valentine, Boot Hill, and Dante. Best of all, it goes pretty well with Lina Oblivion. Wait, is he naked? So, should you pull Watanabe Epitaph? Well, we certainly recommend it. But you know how we do things around here. Let's break it down. You should pull Epitaph if you want the strongest fire tank in the foreseeable future. Sorry Nanami, but Uncle has you beat. I have a feeling we'll be seeing her again later anyway. You want the best fire damage dealer currently available. Whether you lack a full fire team or like to keep up with the meta, Epitaph will not let you down. Lucia Pyroth will likely creep past him, but that's not for a long time, and Epitaph will still be an important part of the team. Speaking of, you should also pull Epitaph if you like Lucia, Lee, and Liv, since his high Shred makes the fire characters much stronger. And if you're more into villains, pull Watanabe if you like Luna. When her Oblivion frame comes out, Watanabe will make her deal even more damage. Future tanks will be able to pair with Luna too, but you'll have to wait a couple patches before they appear, and Watanabe is still one of the best options. All that said, here are some reasons why you may not want to pull Epitaph. You're saving for Chu Shukra, who comes out in the next patch. Chu Shukra is an ice attacker who replaces the rather outdated Lucia Plume, making her a very valuable character to pick up. While we did have 2 free characters a few patches ago to balance things out, new or returning players may have trouble saving enough BC to get them both. Another reason you may want to skip is if you're saving for gacha codings. Vera Garnet's comes out next patch for 10,000 BC, and 3 patches later, Lamia's gacha coding debuts for an eye-watering 17,500 BC. Yikes. But for coding collectors, the sacrifice might be worth it. You also might skip if you really like playing as Nanami Starfarer. While she's not as strong as Epitaph, she's also not very outdated. If you already have Starfarer and don't have many characters, you may be better off investing in characters of other elements. But we do want to emphasize Epitaph is really, really good. And perhaps the most important reason not to pull for Epitaph is because you can technically get him for free, if you're willing to wait. There is another way to get free S ranks from the beginner banner with blue tickets, which we explain in another video that you should be able to see on screen now. But you'll have to wait until Source Beacon, Teddy's patch, before Epitaph is available on it. And if you've used up your blue target already, you won't be able to use it on Epitaph. Lastly, Epitaph isn't the only thing to debut in this patch. We also get the best coding in all of PGR, a statement that is definitely not biased whatsoever. Isla looks good in everything, but she peaked in this, so watch me go completely feral for it in this video. No, not that feral, you already had your video.